mechanics of passing. So ball is going to be at your hip. So if I get my buddy Luke to come out here and catch the ball for me, I'm going to hold the ball on the inside of my hip, stay nice and square, nice and athletic. From a one-handed position here, I'm going to push the ball out away from my body, just using my right hand. So just get it out and away. We switch sides so those of you can see real quick on this side. You know, it's not rocket science, obviously, but, you know, just pushing the ball out away from you. Do that a few times with your right hand. Switch to the left. You get the ball in on your hip. You want to make sure that they're not holding it on the side. If they hold it on the side, they'll have a tendency to swing back and put more of their, the momentum of that swing into the pass. You want to really get them focused on keeping the ball tucked into their hip and pushing it out and away in front. And you can see I can follow through, and I'll feel it through my tricep. Something that you'll tell your players to feel it through the tricep as you kind of extend and follow through that pass. So that's a little bit of just basic fundamental mechanics. Whoever's kind of blocking that, if you could just maybe duck, that'd be awesome. Thanks. So now I'm just going to do a bit of something that's a little bit more applicable to scrum half specifically. So if I get Luke to just come here with me. So this is the lunge passing. So essentially I'm just going to be down in a lunge position. He doesn't have to do this, but I'll be in this position. My inside leg is going to be the one that's facing forward. My knee is going to be down. My outside knee is going to be down on the ground. I'm going to keep the ball in between my legs here, and all I'm going to do, Luke, just take a step closer real quick. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a real far pass because obviously in this situation, as you'll see, I won't really be able to follow through and get much power in it. So what I'm doing here, just picking the ball up straight away off the ground and flicking it up from this position. So you can see I'm just focusing on pushing it forward and away, keeping it in front of my target at all the time. And again, if we change positions, we change sides, do the same thing now. So this inside leg is the one that's forward, my outside knee is the one that's down, and I'm just flicking it up off the ground. If you really want to see, you should almost hear, if I had shorts on, you should almost hear me smack myself in the leg every time as I come through. Right? So you'll know that I'm getting some real power, I'm really using my wrists, and I'm flicking that thing away, straight in front, hands in front at my target. So that's our lunge pass here. So next we're going to look a little bit at weight transition, right? So what I have here are some key points. You talk about other athletes, you talk about people that are throwing the ball constantly, you look at pitchers, you look at NFL quarterbacks. A lot of that is weight transition and what they do. Obviously I was never much of a quarterback or a pitcher, but just from watching them play, if you look at the quarterback drop back into the pocket, you can see he steps off his back foot and he powers through his pass. Right? Similar type of thing with a pitcher. They step up on the mound, they come through, they power up their back foot, and they use their body weight and their momentum into the pass. So obviously what we're doing is a little bit different than that, kind of counterintuitive, not really natural for American players because it's not overhand, and in those instances we're standing straight up. So I just kind of take any guys that I work with that are young and getting used to the position, I just get them low and kind of get rocking back and forth just to get comfortable with that weight transition. So it looks kind of silly, but when I get down here, I'm nice and wide, and I just kind of rock back and forth, just to get used to being low, feeling what this feels like. So if I'm passing with my right, off my right hand, I'm using my weight transfer through my pass, and similar the other way, my weight transfer through my pass all the time. So just getting comfortable being in that position. It's going to be a little funny. The kids may not really think it's that awesome, but the more time they spend down there, it will really carry over into what they do on the field, because the scrum halves, I'd say probably 90% of the time, I'm somewhere down here, Again, moving on now to, we're going to put some passing into it now, a little bit of the ball. So something I've done is trying to control the ball with one hand. So if I can get Luke out here with me. So an important point that you want to do with passing, you want to get them to try to sweep the ball up off the ground in one motion as quickly as I can and fire it away using that weight transfer. So in order to do that, I want to keep the ball toward my back foot. I'm just going to have a partner that's here for now, just a couple meters away, a couple yards away, what have you, flat in line with me. Ball at my back foot. I'm nice and open to my target. I'm going to sink low, get my hand underneath of it, and I'm just going to push the ball away straight into him with one hand. So I want to make sure that I'm getting under it, and I'm really firing that thing away, and I'm staying low through my pass. So something that I say is, when you talk about tackling, you talk about, sometimes you hear coaches say, you want to be like an airplane taking off into contact, not a helicopter. It's kind of a similar thing with passing. You want to be like an airplane taking off into your pass. You want to come up gradually. You don't want to stand up in your pass. So again, it's just leaning down, ball near your back foot, at the back, fire it away. Same thing with the left hand, right? So then you do a couple passes off of that. I try to get to do, I'd say before the 2007 and 2011 World Cups, I would do about 100 of these a day. 50 off of each hand before every session, just to get comfortable with it. And I would continue to do them all the time. So again, same thing, off my back foot, backhand, and just push it away out in front. You'll feel that, you have to be able to control it. You don't have your guide hand. Really important, really critical to have that control with your dominant passing hand. And that's